Megan from the garden. It's Christina from Sunshine and Flora, and I am out here today getting my Lisianthus planted. Now, I do not have a ton of Lisianthus that I plant in my garden. As you know, Lisianthus can be really tricky to start from seeds, so I just like to grow it for fun each year, just to use in some of my specialty bouquets. And this is more than I had last year, so I am totally happy with that. But I know that Lisianthus is a popular flower that a lot of people are interested in and like to grow, and so I wanted to do a separate video to share with you guys how I grow my Lisianthus. So again, these are all Lisianthus that I have started from seed. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I plant them, how I space them, and where in my garden I have them placed. My garden space is technically an urban garden. It is located downtown right next door to my photography studio. It's located in between two buildings, and so it does tend to get pretty hot in here in the summer. So last year I decided to plant my Lisianthus on this end of the flower bed that was part shade and part sun, versus the other side of my garden, which is full sun all the time next to my metal building. And I think that was a really good choice. They grew fantastically over here. I think it would have just been a little too hot on that side of the garden with that sun reflecting off of the metal building. I am also finding out that my ranunculus, I think, are going to like that same situation this end with the part shade, part sun. But anyway, in this video today, I just wanted to share with you my process. So this is a 200 cell tray. I have transplanted these in here from starting them in just a regular small tray. I think I have about 70 plants in here. And this is the bed space that they're going to be planted in. Before I plant my Lisianthus in the ground, or any cut flower for that matter, I like to amend my soil. And the last couple years I have used an organic garden soil by Nature's Care, and I like to amend the soil about 2 or 3 inches. Just top it off with that nice organic mix. And then I also like to add some Biotone starter fertilizer to the top, and then I mix that in as well, and that's going to give it a nice kickstart once I get it planted in the ground. So as you can see, I already have this patch of ground amended, so I just need to sprinkle the Biotone fertilizer on the top of the soil. And then I'm going to mix it in with my hands really well. Holy cow, look at that grass root that I just pulled out. Okay, that's all ready to go. So the next step in my process is to lay some landscape fabric. So the landscape fabric that I use in all of the planting in my garden is the DeWitt brand. This is a really nice thick fabric. It lasts years. This is always the only kind that I have ever used in my cut flower garden. I had previously tried to use some cheaper fabric in my landscaping at home, and I definitely learned my lesson. So make sure you're getting a quality landscape fabric. And then to pin it in the ground, you want to make sure that you use the 6-inch landscape staples. Never use the 4-inch. They just don't hold the fabric well enough into the ground. Always make sure you use the 6-inch. The 6-inch are not always available at your local garden center, but you can definitely order them online. So I usually buy my landscape rolls in either 4-foot or 6-foot, and this is such a narrow path. I'm going to be using my 4-foot today, and then I'll just cut it to size. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fabric laid. One of the benefits of laying landscape fabric down when you're planting cut flowers is definitely weed suppression, but it also helps keep your soil moist underneath of the fabric as well. And when you're budding it up to an area that already has landscape fabric like I have here, there's fabric under where all this mulch is, because these Lisianthus are going right in front of some smaller hydrangea plants. You always want to make sure that you overlap your landscape fabric, otherwise the weeds will come up in between if you don't. Okay, so now that my landscape fabric is laid in this area, the next thing I need to do is burn holes in the fabric for the plants. Now, I just posted a detailed video a few days ago on my whole process for this, but basically I keep it really simple. I have a small enough planting area that I do not make a template to drag along my beds. I just do everything by hand based on the planting area that I am using at that time. And I just use one of these butane torches. This is actually a kitchen tool. A lot of people will use these for like desserts, creme brulee, to burn the top. I got this on Amazon. I think it was about 40 bucks. And then you can purchase the butane fuel separate from that you put in the bottom of the lighter, but it's super simple. So the process I use is basically just measuring out where my holes need to be, burning them individually, and it literally takes minutes. So the spacing that I have decided to use for my Lisianthus this year is 4 inches. Last year I planted all of my Lisianthus about 6 inches apart, and I thought that they definitely could be closer. I also am going to be putting that floral netting on my Lisianthus this year, and I think the 4-inch spacing is going to work a lot better with that. Again, I'm just keeping this super simple. I'm getting my tape measure out, and I'm going to start, I think I can get about 3 rows this way. Yes. So I'm just lining up my tape measure where I want my first hole. Put one there, so that's at 0, one at 4, and one at 8. And that's it. And now I have my grid pattern established, so I'm just going to go down the line and do the entire bed. And of course, I always put a hole right where I put a staple at. Never fails. So then I'll take this out and put it in the middle because I want to be able to keep that landscape fabric tight. Okay, so this is all done. That literally took me about 2 minutes to do this area. I have 45 holes burned, which is about the amount of plants in my tray that are the size that can be planted out now. So I'm just gonna start getting these in the ground. So since I have amended this soil, these should go in really easily. And they should just lift out of this plug tray really easily too. Oh yes. Look at how cute that little plug is. There we go. It's as easy as that. Okay, so the Lisianthus that I am planting today are all in the ground. I think they look absolutely fantastic. There are still maybe 20 in my seed tray that I want to plant out, but I think I'm gonna wait another week or so to see if they put on just a little bit more growth on their roots. But I think these are going to be fantastic. Now, once they do start shooting up in height a little bit, I'm gonna put that floral netting on just to keep them more supported, but I'm hoping for a really beautiful crop of Lisianthus this year, so I will make sure to keep you guys updated. So stay tuned for a lot more planting. I have dahlias coming I'll be doing an unboxing of, and pretty soon I will be getting all the rest of my seedlings in the ground and harvesting tulips. It's gonna get a little crazy, so anyway, stay tuned for a lot more content through the entire summer. We'll see you soon.